So, as you know, a federal judge blocked one of Trump's funding pauses with regard to Medicaid, saying that there are legal grounds that Trump doesn't have the power to suspend funding. Well, I have an article, and I'll put that link in the description below, where presidents in the past have paused or slowed down or stopped funding. Now, Congress has the purse strings according to the Constitution. They do decide on where money is allocated, how much. The president, it's actually in the president's authority to ensure efficiency. So, for example, Trump talked about creating the Department of Government Efficiency. That is absolutely an executive power that it is granted to the presidency by the Constitution. So presidents have done this before. Obama has done this. Eisenhower slowed down infrastructure payments, and let's see, Reagan also suspended foreign aid. So Trump is certainly not the first person to do this. Again, it is in part one of his responsibilities is to ensure that finances are used effectively the way they should, especially with regard to foreign aid, because that is a more executive. It's an issue that's under the guise of being the commander in chief. So you're talking about foreign aid to all these governments, such as the war that's going on in Ukraine, such as aid that's being sent to the Palestinians in Gaza. The only countries that are still receiving aid is Israel and Egypt, I think, if I remember correctly. I saw this a few days ago. But it's not, Trump absolutely has the authority to do that. So the article is a bit lengthy, but if you scroll down a little bit, it cuts to the point more, and it'll give you the synopsis of the history of that. So anyway, this money that's going out ought to be reviewed to make sure that it's being used effectively, because a lot of times Congress will say, okay, we want to send this much money for public health in another country, but if you look at it closely, a lot of it's going to the politicians that are being bribed in that country, et cetera, et cetera. And so it's fantastic that there's going to be an agency that's going to look at that and is going to have the power to cut spending here and there, send things back to Congress, and get something that's more efficient and more effectively than just throwing money at a problem and wasting a lot of money.